Hey everybody, it's Josh with ECIOV.com coming at you from the studio today with a new video on the Shadow, our Mini-ITX gaming PC that you can see just in the very edge of the screen right there. If you're wondering where I've been, well, that's stuck in bed with the flu. I didn't just have a cold or anything like that, I actually got the flu, influenza. It's not fun. I couldn't get out of bed for nearly 2 weeks, and for about a week on either side of that, I just didn't feel well. Thankfully, I'm back to about 90% now, so I can put this video out after a long wait. My apologies for that. However, I do have a bunch of information to share with you about overclocking the Shadow and some tips, tricks, and advice that you may want to take back to your Mini-ITX gaming build. So I've spent basically the last month playing with overclocking the Shadow gaming PC in many different ways. For this build, specifically, none of it ended up being worth it. Now let me explain what that means. In this small of a Mini-ITX build, there's really just not enough surface area, or space for that matter, to cool the components properly when they are overclocked. Obviously, it's running right now, works really well without any kind of overclock or anything like that. The thermals stay well within range, but as soon as you start overclocking it, things just get unstable really quickly. The biggest hang-up here is the processor. There's just nothing we can do to make that cooler within a compact Mini-ITX build like this. We've got an all-in-one closed-loop cooler from EVGA. It does perfectly fine. I'm not dogging on it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The 9700K just cannot be cooled properly in an overclocking scenario with that smallest space and that all-in-one cooler. Do I wish the results were different? Well, yeah, absolutely. I'd really love to be able to push that CPU to somewhere around 5.1 gigahertz, but the reality is I can't. It becomes completely unstable. It really is just the fact that we're running the Mini-ITX case and motherboard that we really can't push the 9700K to where I would like. None of the Mini-ITX motherboards that are available currently are really meant to do any kind of hardcore overclocking. They're not built for it. In fact, the simplest way for me to put that is that they're just underpowered. You can't put enough energy through the motherboard in order to properly overclock the processor. I could dive into the specifics of that, but it's really not going to help anybody who's doing a Mini-ITX build. Until there's a Mini-ITX motherboard that is actually capable of hardcore overclocking, there just aren't that many options. I was able to overclock the RAM. It is running at the overclocked RAM speed right now, but overclocking the RAM doesn't really get you much in real-world performance. I honestly couldn't see a frame per second difference between the overclocked and the non-overclocked RAM. It just didn't happen. We're running it at 3600 megahertz right now. It's the recommended overclock for the RAM that I purchased, and it works just fine. So there's no reason not to, unless you're worried about the longevity of your RAM or something along those lines. But for me, stability is there with the overclocked RAM, so I have no argument against it. It was really the CPU that I was hoping we'd be able to overclock. I wasn't even planning on overclocking the RTX 2080 Ti right now. That was on the list as a project to do in the future, but we'll probably have to do that in a different build. With that said, we're probably going to be shelving the Shadow for future benchmarking videos. It just doesn't really make sense for us to continue using it to test components because of how difficult it is to pull it apart, as well as our limited thermals, and we really just don't have enough space in there to push the limits of the components we have. So is this a failure? Well, no. The intention of the Shadow was never actually to become a benchmarking PC, nor was it really intended to be overclocked in the first place. It's just something that's supposed to be an incredibly stable, quiet, and small build that we can use in our offices in order to be able to create better content for you guys. It also means that sometime in the near future, I'll be putting together another PC as one of our benchmarking rigs. If you're a manufacturer out there and want to toss us a case or anything along those lines, hit us up, let us know. We'd love to check out your stuff. But if you're not a manufacturer and you're one of our awesome subscribers or viewers or watching this video, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. It really does make a difference for us, and we appreciate all of you who have done that over the last few months that we've been doing these videos. You know the deal at this point. It really does help us, but I don't want to bore you, so let's keep talking about what's coming up. Over the next few months, we're going to be doing a lot of different things here on the channel. Obviously, we'll be doing some gaming things, some computer peripherals. We'll talk about components and things like that, but we'll be testing out a bunch of new headphones. Thanks to CES, there were a few that came out there that we want to put through our rigorous testing and come up with reviews for that. We also want to start talking about TV boxes, like the Apple TV. I've got an NVIDIA Shield, as well as Fire TV, and a couple different other things, but those are the main ones that we're going to focus on. It's not going to be so much of pitting them against each other, as it is just going to be talking about the overall experience. As most of you know, ecosystems are polarizing. If you're an Android person, you probably will never touch iOS, and vice versa. If you're already using one of those devices, I won't be trying to change your mind. I'm mostly going to be covering the pros and cons of each so potential buyers can make up their own mind. In fact, we may not determine a winner at all. The last thing that I want to talk to you guys about for 2019 is the fact that we're actually going to be starting cooking videos here on the channel. Obviously, I like to eat well, and I also enjoy cooking. I'm by no means a professional chef, but I will be teaching you guys how to elevate your home cooking to the point where you'll never want fast food, and maybe even going out to a nice restaurant wouldn't seem so appealing. It's gonna be that good, I promise. I can't wait. One of the side projects that I'll be doing in order to support the cooking show is actually remodeling the kitchen at my house. You may see some videos from that process here on the channel as well, but this isn't a DIY channel or a construction channel or anything like that, so don't expect daily vlog style things. If there is something you'd like to see as part of that process, head down to the comments and let us know. Until we finish the kitchen remodel, the cooking videos will take place right here in the studio. I've got an electric grill that I'll be bringing down for the videos, but obviously not the ideal setting. So we'll be a little limited as to what we can do. We'll be starting it off with some extra cheesy and delicious nachos, juicy burgers, and some really epic sandwiches. You're not going to want to miss the videos. They're so good. You're going to love it. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and for your patience over the last month as I've been trying to recover from the flu. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, leave us questions and comments down in the comments section below. If there's something you'd like to see us cook in our cooking show, let me know. If there is something you'd like us to cover with the Shadow, let me know. And if there's any other tech gadgets that you'd like us to review, again, please let me know. I'm not creating all this content for myself. Yes, I do very much enjoy creating content, but I also want to know what you, my subscribers, would like to see. If you're not into cooking, don't worry. There's still going to be tech videos and stuff like that. But I really would encourage you to come watch some of the cooking videos. Cooking is a skill that so many people lack, but really everybody needs to know. It tastes so good. So come watch one of the cooking videos and hopefully you'll learn something and you'll want to put some of my food in your mouth. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Peace out.